Wouldn't it be amazing if our AI assistants um, were more like, close friends? Like they'd remember our favorite pizza place or, uh,
Your birthdays.
yeah, or even what we're working on,
Yeah.
right? It'd be incredible. But getting AI to understand us on that personal level,
It's a challenge.
it really is. It's a huge hurdle. And it's not just about, processing info. It's about remembering all those little things that make us, us.
It's almost like you're asking it to build like a mental scrapbook of our lives.
Yeah, exactly. That's a great way to put it. And actually, that's exactly what this deep dive is all about. We're looking at a paper
Oh, cool.
by Tolga Shoplu and his
Mhm.
team from Haltia, Inc. It's called Ontology Guided On-Device Conversational Knowledge Capture with Large Language Models.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
It is. It is. But basically, they're figuring out how AI can learn all this personal stuff just from our conversations.
And the really fascinating part is that it all happens right on your device, right? So your phone or your computer,
Oh, exactly.
which means your info stays private.
Right. No sending it off to some giant server farm in the cloud.
Exactly.
Okay, I'm already intrigued.
Yeah.
But let's break this down a little bit. We keep hearing this term, conversational knowledge capture, or CKC.
Right.
What exactly does that mean?
So think of it like this. You're chatting with your AI, right?
Mm.
You're telling it about, I don't know, a family gathering.
Okay. Yeah.
CKC is how the AI picks out what's important from that conversation, like names, relationships, maybe those funny little moments, and then it stores them in a way it can use later.
So it's not just recording the whole conversation word for word.
No, no.
It's understanding the meaning.
Exactly. It's figuring out who's who and how they're all connected.
That's incredible. So how does it do that?
Well, this paper combines the power of LLMs, those large language models we hear so much about, with something called ontologies.
Ontologies. That sounds like something from a philosophy class.
Well, kind of,
Right.
but imagine an ontology like a family tree, but for information.
Okay.
Its way of organizing knowledge, showing how different concepts connect. And in this case, they're using what's called the KNO ontology, which is designed to capture those universal human experiences.
The KNO
Yeah.
ontology. I love that. So it has categories for like everything.
Well, it focuses on what they call human universals, like time, space, relationships.
Right.
But for this research, they zeroed in on family relationships. Parents, siblings, spouses. Those are connections that pretty much everyone understands, right?
That makes sense. It's a good starting point.
Yeah.
But haven't we had things like schema.org or psyching for a while now? How is this KNOW ontology different?
Ah, that's a great question. The key difference is that Nano actually builds on the knowledge that LLMs already have. So LLMs, they're like super-powered autocomplete for language. They've been trained on mountains of text data, so they have a pretty good grasp of how language works and what words tend to go together.
Right.
NanoW takes that existing knowledge and uses it to be more practical, more focused on real-world stuff.
Well, that's clever. So it's not starting from scratch. It's building on what LLMs already know.
Mm-hmm.
So we have these powerful LLMs. We have these ontologies. But how do they all work together to actually make this knowledge capture happen?
Okay, so for this research, they used a smaller LLM called Mistral 7B, and they ran it on Apple's MLX framework. Remember, we're talking about on-device processing here, right? So it can't be some massive, power-hungry model.
Right. It's got to run on your phone.
Exactly.
So we're turning conversations into these little knowledge graphs right on my phone. That's pretty amazing.
It is.
But how do you even train an AI to do that? Did they feed it a ton of family trees or something?
That's a good guess, but it's actually even more ingenious than that. They created these prompts, right? Like 145 specific prompts, all about family relationships,
Ugh.
and then another 32 more general prompts just to make sure the AI could tell when something wasn't about family.
That's smart.
Yeah. And then they trained the LLM on these prompts, teaching it to recognize and extract those family relationships from the text.
So it's basically learning to spot the patterns in language that reveal family connections.
Exactly. Like if you say my brother, the AI learns to link you and brother as a sibling relationship.
Clever. But the paper mentioned this aha moment they had during training. It wasn't just about individual
Oh,
relationships.
you got it. They realized that the AI needed to see how different relationships connected to each other.
Like how brother connects to sister and mother and the whole family tree.
Exactly. They called it cross-relational training, and it turned out to be super important.
That makes sense. To understand a family, you need to see the whole picture. not just individual pairs.
That's a great way to put it. And this was a big moment for AI learning because it shows that AI is moving beyond just memorizing facts. It's starting to grasp
It's
relationships.
almost like it's thinking more like a human, seeing how everything fits together.
Yeah. And that brings up a really interesting point. How do we learn about families as humans?
Well, we see how everyone interacts, right? We hear stories, we observe those little moments that reveal the dynamic.
Exactly. We don't learn in isolation. And it seems like AI needs that same kind of holistic view.
So they trained the AI to see these connections. But how did they test it out in the real world? Did they, like, interview a bunch of families?
Well, not exactly. They turned to a classic source of family drama.
Oh, tell me more.
They used transcripts from the Waltons, that TV show about a big family living in the mountains.
Yes, the Waltons. Great choice. So they unleashed the AI on the Waltons family dynamics.
They did. It was like giving the AI a crash course in family relationships, 1970s style.
I love it. Okay, so how did it do? Was it able to untangle all those Walton family connections?
Well, the model actually performed best when they trained it on what they called the core family ontology.
Makes sense. The more it knows about different kinds of family relationships, the better it can understand the whole picture, right?
Exactly. But they also found that adding too many concepts could actually make things worse.
Really? Too much info for the AI to handle.
It seems like it. Like it got a bit overwhelmed trying to juggle all those different ideas.
So there's a sweet spot.
Yeah. And they also found that 18 training epochs was like the magic number. It gave them the best balance of accuracy and efficiency.
So you don't want to drain your phone battery just because your AI is studying up on family trees.
Exactly. They were going for practicality here.
Well, they definitely succeeded. They created a system that can accurately pick out family relationships from conversations, all while running on a device and keeping your data private.
And all while being super efficient.
That's pretty remarkable.
It is. And remember, we're only talking about family relationships here.
Right. That's just one small piece of the puzzle.
Imagine if we could expand this to friends, hobbies, work projects. The possibilities are endless.
That's where it gets really exciting. We're talking about AI that truly understands our world, like a digital extension of ourselves.
It's kind of mind-blowing, isn't it?
It is, but it also raises some questions, right? Like, what does it mean for our privacy if AI knows so much about us?
That's a great point. It's something we definitely need to think about carefully.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And we'll do just that when we come back. We'll delve into the potential benefits and risks of this technology and what it could mean for the future of AI. All right, we're back. And ready to dive even deeper into this idea of AI that can really understand our personal lives.
Yeah. It's pretty wild.
We were talking about some of the downsides before the break, like the privacy concerns.
Right.
But I'm also super curious about all the amazing stuff this technology could unlock, on the positive side.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
What are some of the things you're excited about?
Well, imagine you're planning a trip
Okay.
and your AI assistant, knowing all about you,
Uh-huh.
it suggests this amazing little restaurant you'd love.
Oh, wow.
And it's not just based on your past trips,
Right.
but also on that conversation you had last week about craving, I don't know, Thai food.
That would be incredible. It's like having a travel buddy who knows you even better than you know yourself.
Exactly. It's like anticipating your needs before you even realize you have them.
And it's not just about convenience, right? This could have a real impact on things like healthcare.
Oh, absolutely. Healthcare education.
Yeah, tell me more.
Well, think about personalized learning plans for every student, right? Tailored to how they learn best.
That would be a game changer.
Oh, yeah, totally. And for doctors, imagine being able to access a patient's entire medical history
Wow.
instantly, including things like lifestyle, maybe even genetic predispositions, all organized and easy to understand.
That could revolutionize healthcare.
Absolutely. It could change everything.
Okay, so the potential is mind-blowing.
It is.
But it's also a little, I don't know, maybe daunting. We're talking about AI that knows incredibly personal stuff about us.
Yeah, it's a lot of trust.
So how do we make sure it doesn't get misused?
That's the big question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Data privacy and security have to be the top priority.
Absolutely
We
right.
need those strong safeguards.
Right, like a safe for your memories and personal info.
Exactly. To prevent anyone from accessing it without your permission.
But even with the best security, there's always that risk of misuse.
Yeah, you're right.
Like what about manipulation or those targeted ads that follow you everywhere online?
Those are valid concerns,
Yeah.
and they highlight why we need clear ethical guidelines for all of this.
Right, some rules of the road for how this technology should be used.
Exactly. We need to think about preventing exploitation and ensuring that it's always used responsibly.
So people should have the right to know how their data is being used and to opt out if they want.
Absolutely. Control and transparency are key.
It's like any powerful tool, right?
Yeah.
It can be used for good or for bad.
Right. Fire can keep you warm or it can burn your house down.
Exactly. It all comes down to how we use it.
Yeah.
But beyond all the practical stuff, this research also brings up some really deep philosophical questions.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
If AI can capture and preserve our personal knowledge,
Right.
what does that even mean for our understanding of what it means to be human?
That's a fascinating question.
It's like it blurs the lines between our physical selves and these digital extensions of ourselves.
Right. It's almost like a digital twin.
If we can create a digital version of ourselves that's so real,
Yeah.
what does that say about who we are?
It really makes you think.
I mean, if my memories and experiences are all stored digitally, could they outlive my physical body?
It's possible. It's almost like a form of digital immortality.
Whoa, that's heavy stuff.
It is.
Well, even without going that far, this tech could totally change how we think about preserving our stories.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not just about dates and names in a family tree.
Right.
It's about capturing the essence of someone's life.
Exactly. Imagine being able to pass down your family history, not just through stories,
Right.
but through this rich, interactive knowledge graph.
Yeah, future generations could experience their heritage in a whole new way.
Exactly. They could actually feel what it was like to be their great-grandparents.
It's like giving them a time machine.
It really is.
And it's not just family history either.
No, not at all.
Think about all that wisdom and experience that gets lost when someone passes away.
You're right.
All those lessons and insights just gone.
It's a huge loss.
But with this tech, we could preserve it.
Yeah, think about it. The expertise of master craftspeople, the stories of everyday heroes.
Right, capturing all those different perspectives.
Exactly. It's like building this digital library of human experience.
Wow.
Making sure that all those voices aren't forgotten.
It's both humbling and incredibly exciting at the same time.
It really is.
But before we get completely lost in the big philosophical questions,
Right.
let's bring it back down to earth for a second.
Okay.
What does all this mean for the average person? Should we all be rushing out to buy the latest AI-powered phone?
Well, this is all still pretty early stage.
Right.
No need to panic just yet.
Okay, good.
But it's definitely something to keep an eye on.
For sure.
The research we're talking about today, it's a glimpse into a future where AI is so much more personal,
Right.
more integrated with our lives, and potentially more transformative than we can even imagine right now.
It's a future where AI doesn't just assist us.
Right.
It understands us.
Yeah. That's the key difference.
It's both exciting and a bit intimidating, to be honest.
I get it. It's a big change.
It is.
But the most important thing is that this is a future we have the power to shape.
That's a good point.
By having these conversations, by thinking about the ethics, by being careful about how we develop and use this tech,
Yeah.
we can make sure it benefits humanity.
Well said. I think we've covered a lot of ground today, from the technical nitty-gritty to those big societal and even philosophical questions.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey.
But before we wrap things up,
Right.
I want to leave our listeners with one final thought to ponder. What if all this, amazing AI learning could be used to create a digital version of you?
Like a digital twin.
Yeah. Not just a profile, but like a digital twin that holds your memories, your knowledge, your way of seeing the world.
It's like taking that personal knowledge graph to a whole other level.
Right. It's kind of spooky, kind of amazing.
It is. Imagine like a digital you that could actually interact with people, share your stories, even offer advice based on your experiences.
Wow. So like a part of you could live on. Even after,
Yeah,
it's almost like achieving a kind of digital immortality.
it really is. It makes you think about what it means to be human.
It does.
Yeah.
It's a lot to process.
Definitely.
Okay, maybe let's not go down that rabbit hole just yet.
Okay.
But even without creating like full-blown digital twins, this technology has huge potential for how we preserve our stories.
Oh, absolutely.
It's not just about dates and facts.
Right.
It's about capturing the essence of someone's life.
Exactly. Imagine passing down your family history, not just through, I don't know, dusty old photo albums,
Yeah.
but through this vibrant interactive knowledge graph.
Future generations could really experience their heritage in a whole new way.
Exactly. They could get a sense of what their ancestors were really like.
It'd be like opening a window into the past.
It would.
And it's not just about family history.
Right? No, none of
But
it.
think about all the wisdom and experience that's lost when someone passes away.
Right.
A lifetime of lessons and insights just gone.
That's a shame.
But with this technology, we could preserve it all.
We could. Think of all the possibilities. Preserving the expertise of, I don't know, a master chef or the stories of everyday heroes.
Yeah, capturing all those different
And
perspectives.
exactly, it's like creating a digital library of human experience.
That's a powerful legacy to leave behind.
It is.
It really makes you realize that every single person carries a unique story, a collection of knowledge that deserves to be, shared and remembered.
I completely agree.
This deep dive has really opened my eyes to the possibility.
You too. It's been a wild ride. From the nuts and bolts of AI training to like the nature of consciousness.
It has. But this is just the beginning, right?
Oh, for sure. AI is constantly evolving.
As AI gets even smarter, we can expect even more mind-blowing applications that'll change how we live and work and connect with each other.
Absolutely.
It's a future where AI doesn't just assist us.
Right.
It understands us.
That's the key.
It's exciting and maybe a little scary all at the same time.
Yeah, there are definitely challenges.
There are. But the important thing to remember is that this future, it's not set in stone.
Right. We have a say in it.
Exactly. By having these conversations, by thinking about the ethical implications, by being thoughtful about how this technology is developed, we can make sure it's used for good.
We have a responsibility to guide its development.
Well said. This deep dive has given us a lot to chew on,
It has.
from those incredible technical advances to those big philosophical questions.
Definitely.
But like all deep dives, it doesn't end here.
Right.
Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep learning. Until next time.